Hi everybody, welcome back to Print Powder Palette. I just did a tutorial a minute ago and then realized that the lighting was really bad and you couldn't see anything, and then the baby woke up, which was actually why I was trying to do it before he woke up. But so this is probably going to be just a little bit rushed, or else you'll have him crying in the background. But this is actually quite good because this is a makeup tutorial for mummies with babies, or mummies in general who are quite busy. This is the makeup that I do every day. Though I do other people's makeup and I'm quite thorough and, you know, obviously have an attention to detail, when it comes to my makeup, I'm actually quite lazy. I don't tend to wear very much, but I always do have to go out of the house with makeup on. I hate not having any makeup on. It just don't feel complete. But it doesn't have to be much to make me feel a bit better or feel that I look a bit better. Now, I've already put my Idealist Pore Refiner on, which is by Estee Lauder, and I've been using that for weeks now and I love it. So I've already got that on. I've already put on Clarins Daily Energizing Cream all over my face, so that's nice and soaked in. Now, during the summer, I don't tend to wear much foundation. I try not to, at least. It gives my skin a chance to breathe and get a bit of sun and everything. I do tend to wear an SPF if I'm going out in the sun, or I'll wear Bare Minerals if I do want a fuller coverage all over the face, which has an SPF in it as well. But what I do tend to do, and this is probably not the done thing, and it's funny because I wouldn't do this for anybody else, I just do it for me because I'm quick and lazy, and I keep this in my bathroom so that I can hurry up and do my makeup and sort of eliminate any bags. I use Boots No. 7 Mousse Foundation, and this is in this is Buff 15, so this is, I think, their second to darkest color. Not second to darkest, sorry, second to lightest color. So it's quite a warm color, and it's perfect. It matches my skin tone perfectly at the moment. And what I tend to do is I just take a bit with my fingers, and because it's actually quite a good coverage, I pop it underneath the eye, and I just sort of just buff it out. And over the lid as well, and all around the eye, and I just blend it all out just to, because I don't have any spots at the moment, knock on wood. I can get away with just doing this. If I did tend to break out, obviously I do a bit of spot concealing as well, or maybe put a tinted moisturizer on just for a little bit more coverage. I got a little bit of sun yesterday, so my nose is a bit red. And excuse my nail varnish, I meant to take that off before the tutorial, but I didn't have time, which I'm gonna have to take it off in a minute anyway. I've got a very busy weekend ahead, so I'm trying to get organized. I've got 3 weddings booked and 2 bridal trials as well, so it's busy, busy, busy. And I've got my assistant coming up from London to stay with me tonight. Because I've got back-to-back weddings tomorrow. So I'm trying to get everything in, which is why quick makeup comes in handy. So I'm just going to make sure that that covers my bags as much as possible. Now, if you know, obviously you don't have to use a mousse foundation to conceal with. It's just what I tend to use. I just like the way it blends and it feels. But what you could use is you could use a Studio Finish Concealer by MAC, or you could use, I don't know, let me get it. You can use a Select Cover Up, or you can use any concealer that you like just under the eyes, just to sort of gives you the illusion of having a full face on, because you obviously get rid of those circles, any redness on the eye, any veins, things like that, or blood vessels. And so it makes it look a little bit more fresh. And then what I do is I use Rubenesque, and I've been using this every day for weeks now. And this is a paint pot by MAC, and this is acrylic based, so it stays put. And they do loads of different colors. I like this color because it works quite well for me during the summer, and it goes well with my eye color. But it might not be very good with people who have a yellow tone to their skin. It'd be good for dark skin and maybe a dark olive who's got a bit of brown on. But they also do, you know, browns. They even go all the way up to black. So if you want to go out at night and you quickly want to do a sort of smoky look, just get one of these paint pots in black and you can do that. And I'm going to use all fingers for this because that's the point of being a busy mom, is you work as quick as you can. And I just blend that out and build. Maybe just put a little spot in the middle just to brighten the eyes, make me look like I'm awake, because I'm very, very tired. If you put light in the middle of the eyes, it widens them. It makes them look bigger. I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the corner of my pinky finger and just run it underneath. And obviously you can use a brush if you want as well. Synthetic brush would work best. But I tend to do this one-handed while holding the baby in the bathroom. And he thinks it's hilarious because he sits and looks at himself in the mirror, so it works out for both of us. Now, it's not only MAC that does paint pots. Rimmel does paint pots as well. This is the Rimmel Color Mousse 8 hours, so it's supposed to last up to 8 hours, and I tend to use this as well. And they do a whole range of colors as well. So if you obviously don't have the budget for MAC or any of the higher end brands, Rimmel does them, and I think probably quite a few other high street brands do them as well. Then I take my cream base blusher, and this is Tea Petal, and this is a cream blend blush. And I like this because it's quite similar to the color of my Flirt and Tease powder form blush by MAC. But because I haven't got anything on my face, obviously if I put a powder on, it's just gonna fly off. So the cream works quite well. And I just dab it on and just smooth it, just to give me a bit of color, even though I've got a bit of a tan on, still left over from my holiday and just from walking around. When I'm tired, I can still look quite washed out, so it's quite good. Take a bit up there. Now I also I have another blush that I've been using as well. Just depends on my mood. And this is Makeup Forever's HD High Definition Blush. And this is a cream one as well. And this is number 7, I think it is. And this is quite good as well. There's only one place I can get it here in England. But it's all over America. And so when I go back to the States, I just get some. Then I finish it off with my Old Reliable, which is Sleek Volume and Curl Mascara. And I always use this. I actually prefer it to any other brands. I don't like MAC mascara. I think it dries out too quickly, and it's quite pricey for something that dries out that quickly. And then, you know, I do like, there's a Dior one that I really like as well, but that's so expensive. It's like £28, in the States like $30-something. And though it's absolutely amazing, it's only one that I'll get when I'm in duty free at the airport. I have an Estee Lauder one which I quite like for bridal makeup, which is a waterproof one. But I don't like to use waterproof every day, even though it's summer and you know you sweat and everything. If you use waterproof mascara all the time, it dries out your eyelashes and breaks them. And also, if you don't have the correct sort of makeup remover, oil-based is really best for sort of slicking off waterproof mascara. It can break your eyelashes as well, and I just think it's quite drying. So I try not to use that regularly, but obviously for one-off occasions when you know, like if you're going out for a night, you're going to want to maybe use something that's not going to slide down your face. Not that Sleek does. I mean, this one tends to stay in place quite well. This is just at the point when the baby starts to get a little bit annoyed because I'm taking a little bit too much time on my mascara. And then I just finish off with Elizabeth Arden's 8 Hour Cream, and this is the Lip Protectant Balm Stick, and this is got an SPF in it of 15. And I just pop that on. And that is my everyday makeup. I do not go out without this, and it's not a lot, but it just makes me feel a lot better. So I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye!